tackle number 5 and a little bit of shots fired from the Warrington camp.
Yeah, Sam Burgess was absolutely fuming this weekend with the Paul Vaughan red card. He went on Sky Sports after and he did the usual, that thing where they say, I'm not going to say anything because I'm going to get fined. But it was an absolute disgrace. If people turn up to a grand final to watch that, it'd be absolutely embarrassing. Yeah, and he really unloaded without trying to unload. And you could really see the frustration in his face, and a lot of fans have backed him up. I suppose leads us to talk back again about head injuries and red cards and where the boundaries are set with the referees. I mean, what did you make of the challenge, first of all, the Paul Vaughan red card?
I don't think I know enough to say it was very bad. When you look at it, it looks like a kind of collision that happens in every game at every level 2 or 3 times a match.
Yeah.
I know we've got to protect it. I think Jamie Jones-Buchanan's got a really balanced view on all this. It's like we've got to protect our players. However, we need to do it in a way that sort of doesn't kill the game. And I kind of agree with it. What I'd potentially like to see is, we know they have the gum shields with the accelerometers, and I know they don't have to wear it, do they, unless they get a head strike.
No.
But if they are wearing one of these special gum shields, I think it might be beneficial for the spectators to see the data, see the shock on the head, because I looked and I thought, yeah, all right, there's a bit of a bang there, but I don't think it's that severe, especially when you've got other players, reportedly, I didn't see it or hear it myself, saying, stay down, telling him to stay on the floor.
That's the bit I absolutely despise. I just hate it.
Yeah, so with the data, if we could show that, look, there's a significant impact to the head, then I think it'd be an easier pill to swallow. But personally, I certainly don't think it was a red card like everybody else.
Yeah.
Sam Burgess knows far more about rugby league than I do, so I agree. I'm not going to go against what he's saying. Yellow card, I think even a yellow card might have been too much. I think a penalty on the pitch, let's move on.
There was definitely some collision with the head, and to the letter of the law, that's what we're trying to stamp out. But he had 2 other players in the tackle.
Yeah, they said no mitigating circumstances.
There was definitely mitigating circumstances. There were 2 other players in the tackle that moved the player as he came into tackle. So, I mean, I don't want to be getting to that stage of just firing shots at referees because they're just following the letter of the law. But I don't think it was a red card. And actually, he did have a fair point. If that happened in a grand final and that tackle dictated the outcome of the grand final, we'd all be absolutely fuming, and it's not right. So they need to keep looking at it, I think.
Yeah, and then obviously they went on for a similar tackle in the Huddersfield Saints match where Fenton Rodgers, and I think this one was even softer because I think the Paul Vaughan was definitely contact with the shoulder.
Yeah, his shoulder was there. Yeah.
Whereas Fenton Rodgers, it was sort of upper part of the arm. I thought it was the crook of the elbow at first, but definitely looks like the upper part of the arm. So I think this is even softer, but
I think
frustrating.
The thing for me is that there was no real malice in either challenge.
Well,
no, I don't think there was.
There's always a bit of malice in a tackle, isn't there? I know you're not going out to take someone's head off, but you can't be passive in a tackle. You've got to be aggressive.
True, but the Fenton Rodgers one, certainly, he was just going through the motions of making a tackle. There was nothing in that at all. And if we're losing players for those sort of challenges, we're in for a difficult couple of years, I think. I mean, I'm with you. We've said all year, we need to make the game safer. People don't want to be getting head injuries. It's lasting effects. But yeah, I think something's not quite right. I think maybe the laws need tweaking a little bit, I think. Yeah,
well, hopefully something's got to be done. You know what I mean? There's too many eyes on this now. There's too many people getting slated. You know what I mean? For it to be, and people will kind of show. They'll vote with their feet and they just stop turning up, stop watching.
Yeah, it's not a healthy look for the sport either when the only thing that the fans are talking about is whether or not someone should or shouldn't have been sent off. And you're always going to get that debate, and we've had that debate forever in rugby league. But it seems at the minute that fans just generally are a bit lost with what's going on.
So let's say we take the frustration. Let's just park that for a second.
Yeah.
And we look at this idea that players are saying, stay down, to win that, so they know that the video ref's going to have a look at it, you know what I mean, and then make a decision based on like in retrospect. Like, what about that? Like, if there's any, what can we do to stamp that out?
Well, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? Players staying down. I can't stand it, and it is happening. 100% it's happening. I cannot stand it. If you go down because you've had a head injury and you stay down, you off the pitch, mate. That's the only way to sort it. So you get a substitution, but you get a blue card or whatever, a green card or whatever. And they should have to go off the pitch and have a head injury assessment, and they should be off the pitch for at least 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and then that's what they've started introducing in the NRL, and they've started to stamp it out. So I don't know why we aren't doing it. It's blatantly obvious that this is something that needs to happen. And if they did that, we'd have less players staying down, and therefore we'd have less stoppages in the game where the video referee's looking at a half challenge, I think.
Well, to be fair, the guy that Paul Vaughan nudged with his shoulder did go off, didn't he, for a head check? But something needs to be done there.
I don't think he did on the Fenton Rogers one, though.
No. Okay, as always, what's your view on this? This is a massive talking point in rugby league. A couple of things that I just want to put to you. First of all, the actual incident. Then this idea of players staying down. Two separate individual talking points then. Third, I'd like to know your take on Sam Burgess' comments to the press and see what you think about that. Let's get a conversation going, because this is a massive talking point in rugby league right now.